Hello, everyone, and welcome to AMHQ Early. It is a Thursday. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno, and we've got some snow back in the forecast. So it's all about the haves and the have-nots this winter. What's going on in the forecast today? We go from everything from the fog to the cold, and we'll start with the foggy conditions out here, where right now Chicago to Detroit, low visibility there, all the way down through Springfield and Illinois. These are just the dense fog advisories, but in all the other spots surrounding it, the fog might not be as thick, but there's a lot of low cloudiness out there and very murky this morning through the area. So visibilities are running low. We've got visibility down to about 3/4 of a mile this morning in Detroit. Will there be airport delays? There's certainly the possibility of that, and we will see that as a chance this morning there. Watching in the south as well, Houston, it's another foggy morning for us. New Orleans, a lot of fog. It's mild, yes, but you are in a foggy ride all the way along I-10 from Houston to Jacksonville, Tampa. Some fog in the area, especially the east coast of Florida seems especially foggy this morning. Visibility is now 1/4 mile in New Orleans. Could be some airport delays. We'll watch for that. Certainly as the kids get out to the bus stop this morning, watch for the kids because you may not see them in all that fog that we are dealing with out here through the south and east. And it's not really going away. This is 11 o'clock and we are still looking at foggy conditions through the south and east. And then we get to the wintry side of the weather, and there is still some of that out there. So those have and have nots. Let's go up to D.C. and New York. And I mentioned that, New York, we've had a surplus of snow this year. D.C., we've had not much, about 3 inches. But you look at both spots right now, you can't even think about winter because it's in the 40s to start your day. It is 49 degrees right now in D.C. We are warming up today, but we got to keep in mind that it is still February and winter is still a possibility. Here's the pattern as we get into the weekend. So this morning and for the next 2 days, overall, it's the subtropical branch of the jet stream taking over. But then by the time we get to the weekend, we watch a disturbance in the northern branch. There is a high pressure that's going to slide in and bring a chill to the air across portions of the northeast. So there's that. The front that we have across the south, the reason why it keeps on raining, a low pressure that forms along that front, all going to help bring in some moisture and pull it north. And there is some chances for snow. And it's really, truly just a chance right now, because when you look at the model chances of snow, the different iterations show us nothing to maybe, more than 5 or 6 inches. So there's certainly some chances here as we look ahead to the forecast, but it's not a done deal just yet when it comes to snowfall. So here is the forecast right now. This is Saturday evening. We look at that risk. Maybe in D.C. it's more of a rain changing to snow chance. I don't think you'll get a lot out of this based on what we know about the weather right now. Philly, New York, the thing about this is it's very quick moving and we won't have been in the cold air very long. So there is the chance for some heavier accumulation, maybe north and west of Philly or north and west of New York as well. Boston, same deal. And then we take a look at what's going on for you here into the European model. It's a bit snowier, yes, but again, we're still a couple days out, and I'd say there's still a lot of uncertainty in this soaker for some of us. There are some flood watches already posted. We see that into West Virginia, Charleston, Beckley, Parkersburg, even up towards the Pittsburgh area. Combination of things, the rain coming in, but also the snow melt. Any snow that's left across this area will be melting very quickly, and that's all going into the streams and creeks, so everything will be running high and a bankful. And here's a look at where we have some showers right now. There is a lot more to come today. It's a little farther north than yesterday, and we've got rain now stretching along the I-70 corridor, moving from Indianapolis over towards the Pittsburgh area. More rain back into the picture tomorrow. That's that front that I was talking about in the northeast here. It's just here to stay. So disturbances along it help re-energize it and give us some more rain chances. There is the chance that we could see some frozen precip. We'll watch southern parts of Missouri, maybe northern Arkansas. There is cold air coming back. Winter is not over, that's for sure. And I know it feels so mild out there right now, but there is some colder air coming back in. So we'll watch for that. We'll also keep an eye on the mountains of West Virginia, maybe Western Virginia, getting into your Saturday. All right, so in terms of rainfall, we've got a decent amount, and it's not going to happen all at once, but we've got a widespread 1 to 2 inches of rain possible right here, especially into the Appalachians. When we get that upslope flow, that helps wring out the moisture in the atmosphere. So we're expecting some heavy rain in the mountains. Into Ohio, we're expecting anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain, and there may be a few 2 to 3 inches worth of rainfall just because it's so persistent and it's day after day. Look at Nashville. You guys are a prime example. Today it's going to be a breezy, warm, muggy day. Temperatures actually hit the 70s. Now, it may not rain that much, just a few sprinkles here or there. Overall, just a cloudy day, but the rain is back in force both on Friday and Saturday, and temperatures do cool down. Again, we have that front coming in, kind of sits over us on Saturday, so we're back to the 40s. So enjoy these 70s today. It's a good day to get outside and take advantage of the warmth. All right, Memphis, let's look at your forecast. We've got got temperatures hitting about 70 today. And then when the front gets overhead, we're going to be watching for temperatures in the 50s and the 40s on Saturday with more rain in the forecast. And one more stop for you in Cincinnati, where thunderstorms are possible today. Again, temperatures very mild, and this is still mild Friday and Saturday. It's just cooler than it's been. We're still looking at temperatures not too far from average into the mid 40s with rainy conditions there. All right, brutal weather here in Helena and across much of Montana this morning. Authorities issuing a civil emergency message urging drivers to stay off the roads due to dangerous travel conditions. A winter storm warning is in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. Heavy snow and winds gusting 40 miles per hour plus across much of the state. And some of the pictures I've seen this morning of the terrain and the snow and the blizzard conditions are just unbelievable up here. You can't see anything. It's so snowy and so windy. Drivers are obviously urged to stay off the roads. As I mentioned, this is that area around the Great Falls region where it is so difficult and so cold, actually. So if you get stuck somewhere and you don't have the right winter weather gear here, it could be quite dangerous. Also, we have some winter weather advisories that are posted across the area. Snow continues. This active pattern that we're in across the country brings us a lot of snowfall here across the northwest corridor. And we see that again today in Montana. We're going to get more snow around Billings, traveling I-94. Get ready. More snow coming in. And look at the forecast over the next 2 days. It's going to add up into the mountains of Idaho, the Cascades as well, especially those Washington Cascades. And something's happening on the Great Lakes. We're almost there, guys. It is Friday Eve. So today we got rain. No surprise, right? Rain that is coming in across portions of the Ohio Valley, getting into the northeast. A little rain in the southwest, by the way. I know you guys are excited about that in Arizona. We get you into your Friday forecast, rain, and then there's a lot to fine tune about this forecast for some snow in the northeast and mainly in the mid-Atlantic Saturday night into early Sunday. Then it's out of here, then we clear out. And then we watch for more snow. AMHQ early. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno. We'll have more on that snow potential in just a moment. But first, your morning commute could be slowed down by some thick fog. We've got fog alerts out there in the northern parts of the Midwest and also in the south. And it does restrictions as well. And you can see the fog as we took a look out there live this morning. So also in the upper Midwest, we've got fog from Springfield to Peoria to Chicago, Detroit, all under dense fog advisories. This is affecting a decent sized stretch of Interstate 80. Travel this morning, you are going to run into this fog, which is running less than a mile in most of this area. And you know, the fog is usually worse off the interstate. When you got cars moving, it kind of mixes up the air a little bit, and it's normally not as thick, but you're going to run into some thick fog, I think, just getting to the interstate. And then we look at the south, it's I-10 all the way from Houston right to Jacksonville. Dense fog advisories lined up one right after another. And right here, we've got some low visibility running about a quarter mile in New Orleans and a half mile this morning in Jacksonville. So some pretty thick fog out there as well. And it's going to take a while. The atmosphere is humid and we're not going to see a whole lot of improvement all too quickly. Watch this forecast as we see fog around. And even if it's not down to criteria where you got to have an advisory up, you still got fog and it's sticking around throughout the entire area through a good chunk of the morning. And it's kind of hard to believe, right? We are pushing 70 today in Baltimore, and we could see some snowflakes by Saturday. So let's look at the pattern. Warm, yes, to start, but then by the time we get into the weekend, we see a bit of a dip in the jet stream, allowing this colder air to come in, and upper level disturbance will help drive a surface low along our front. So where that tracks, how much moisture gets in, how quickly everything moves, these are all questions that need to be answered to really fine-tune the forecast. So accumulating snow is possible. And right now, you just really need to know of the possibilities when it comes to the forecast. There's a chance we get very little accumulating snow. There's a chance we get 6 inches or more, but there's also a chance we get somewhere in the middle, right? So that's what we're trying to nail down right now when it comes to the forecast. So here's our forecast. The Pennsylvania Turnpike, parts of I-95 to the north and to the northwest is where there's most likely chance of getting accumulating snow, simply because there'll be more cold air and we don't have that coastal front to deal with in terms of that rain-snow combination. It's out of here by Sunday morning. It's a very quick mover, and that will also help cut down on the amounts. But if it comes down heavy, it certainly could accumulate, and that could really refrigerate the air as well. Starting to get in the new model, the new run from the GFS model, because the one last night didn't have much, but now the one coming in this morning has a bit more accumulation, especially up towards the Poconos. The European model has always been a bit snowier and continues to be along the I-95. Yes, it's mild, but the problem with mild is that we've got a lot of rain to come, and it's just not stopping. It's off and on. It's not all rain all day, every day, but it's rain, and that's why flood watches are up. Combination of the snow melt plus the rain coming in is why those flood watches have been posted into Ohio and West Virginia. A couple of showers out there right now, but there'll be more where that came from today. I-70 corridor from Indy over towards Pittsburgh, we've got rain in the forecast throughout the day. We've got rain in the forecast as well as we look at tomorrow down to Nashville and then over into the mid-Atlantic. There could be that changeover. Now tomorrow we're going to start to watch that cold air come in. So for some of you at the end of the day, you'll see some snowflakes working in. Of course, we're watching in there into the mid-Atlantic, including around D.C. and Baltimore for that chance as well. But south of it, it's all rain. Rain in Arkansas, rain in Memphis, rain in Dallas, actually, we get some rain chances as well. And where it's going to be heaviest, it'll be most persistent, we'll end up with 1 to 2 inches of rain, and the Appalachians will help bring out a bit more. Let's go coast to coast again and check out your Thursday morning weather headlines with the